2 games, you get to see exactly what type of culture you have based upon how people respond. So it's one of the reasons I focus on response so much, because to me, that's all really life is, and teams are, and cultures are.
All right, that was Mike McDaniel yesterday, day after the game, and a rough day for everybody, for our fan base, for everybody in that building, and everybody in between that has to cover this team for a living, or is partially covering this team for a living in the sports world of the media. But, yeah, he was carrying on the culture. They just haven't played well enough. Even though there are a few good things that happened in the game, there was still a lot of bad things. And when you did something good, they did something better. And you got off to a slow start. And a slow starts in all sports is a killer. Find yourself down the way they were, a couple of scores. And then late in the game, when you got a chance, to close, you can't close. Not only did you get one shot, you got 2 shots to close. And you look at it, and you look at the weapons, and you're going, okay. I mean, honestly, I don't know how much better, and we're only week 2. I don't know how much better Tyreek, Jalen, and Devon, running back and 2 wide receivers, can play than the numbers they put up in that game. Total yards by Devon Achane, mostly passing yards. Waddle and Tyreek had kind of old school games that we kind of got used to before last year. And it wasn't good enough. And it still wasn't good enough, and broke down and caved down at the end. And, hey, listen, nobody wants to hear in your last 2 drives it ends with a interception, and the next drive ends with 2 sacks, 1 running out of bounds. So anyway, that's kind of sore. So you got things to clean up, and communication, and, we can keep talking about all these things, and all the guys came out and supported Mike yesterday, and it's great. I do believe it. I literally had people ask me. I felt like a counselor yesterday, asking me, well, what's it like in the locker room? I don't know. What's it like at practice? I don't know. It's a pretty private group. I mean, Mike does a good job of keeping really even his own coaches away from the players, and letting them have their own space, and let the leaders of that team kind of lead that thing. And then when they're together, and they coach them up and stuff. But like, the locker room is not open to Dan Marino or anybody else to go down there. That locker room is for the players only. And I'd never heard that before. So, it's all great. And all the guys came out yesterday. He drafted me. He believes in me. And, I heard Patrick Paul and Chop, first and second round picks. It looked like they're going to be really, really good players. Patrick Paul's playing great at left tackle. When not everybody on the offensive line's playing great, he seems to still be playing at a high level. But, and I get it, man. The guy that drafts you, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Don Shula. I wouldn't have had this opportunity, right? So I think all of us, when we get together, and Bo and Jimmy and Nat and we all have one thing in common, man. We all got drafted different rounds, but he's the one who brought us here. Nat, of course, a Miami guy, but he brought us here to, to be with him. So there will always be, at the end of the day, whatever your relationship is with your coach, you're going, hey, man, I thank him. He put me in the NFL. He believed in me when other teams passed on me, and all those things. And we got a lot of that yesterday. But for the fan base, that's not what this is about. For everybody else that's gone through, and unfortunately for Mike and Chris, this is part of what's been going on for a long time. I had more families come up to me before the game. Everybody knows where you are before and where I come in, and met some really nice families, some fathers that had their sons with them for the game. And they're going, hey, man, I know what's coming. We've never seen a win in the playoffs. I go, yeah, I know. Of course not. They're little guys, and there's a good chance, you probably, I got one. I kind of remember the last one. Oh, that's good. But, so it's been just saw some guys ripping just the whole thing, this whole organization, and just hasn't had success, just has not had the success that if you go back to the 70s and 80s, it was kind of used to. Hell, nobody had 17-0 success. That was different level with Larry and Bob and, all the rest of those guys that played on those teams, Merck and Jim and all the great players that played. But it's gotten to the point now where, we have winning records and we're jumping up and down like, hey, let's get extensions. So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't have any answers. Everybody wanted to know what Stephen Ross is doing yesterday with this thing. And yes, the fire, the seats are hot. I didn't make them hot. They made them hot. You made them hot on yourselves because you haven't won enough. And God knows we've spent a lot of money. We've had a lot of high draft picks. We've done it every way. We traded for really good guys, one of the best receivers and one of the best corners and one of the best pass rush. We've done it all. And at the end of the day, when it all settles down, we go, wow, we're even though some of those guys have played well in the positions I just talked about, it hasn't been good enough as a team to win a game, and it has not looked very good in the first two games. It just hasn't. Your home opener against the Patriots, that's, they didn't know how to win and weren't sure, and now all of a sudden everybody's talking about how good Drake May is. This is what happens. Drake May, reading all the stuff up there yesterday, Drake May played his best game as a pro. Of course. Daniel Jones comeback. Look at Daniel Jones. They're talking about Daniel Jones. We may have that next guy that got a second chance. Didn't work with the Giants, got a chance to be in a better organization, and look what he did against those Dolphins. We always seem to be part of the story. The bad part of a story. Somebody gets their career going, and it's us. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
I mean, look, man, how about the fact the guy's still talking about culture? Like, we spent the entire offseason with this nonsense and this culture crap. And
I would just say this, man. You're right, and he babbled way too long on it. But he was asked a question.
I know, but like the fact that it's still a thing.
Well, you can't stop people from asking the question, right?
Woody, I know you can't stop people from asking, but it's the fact that it's still being talked about at this point. Like when we're 2 weeks into this thing, you're getting ready for Thursday night football.
Well, we need to break away from culture and talk about more meetings on assignments and making sure everybody knows and not making excuses for anybody that they know when they're supposed to be in the game, line up who's in when you're supposed to be in on a special play, getting plays in earlier. We need to do all that stuff. That stuff. Now, is that part of the culture? I don't know. I'm so sick of hearing about culture. Culture is starting to, you're right, Woody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Culture is
amazing.
Culture is starting to like catch up with Too Deep and like some of this other stuff. Like enough, man. The culture, first of all, the Heat started. They got it. I see now why the whole NBA is tired of hearing about the Heat culture. Seriously, those guys go, oh my God. Well, they did do something. They had something going where they brought in guys and they took second round picks and guys that couldn't work in other teams. And they were going G League back up for 10-day contracts to the NBA and then back down. And they came down here and spent an off season. And hell, the next thing you know, they're in the rotation scoring 18 a night through the years. So people going, Heat culture. It always works. Drama-free Heat culture, which, by the way, we are not drama-free like the Heat have been and still continue to be until last year. And then they made up for it with Jimmy Butler. They took it and go, hey, our Heat culture is really good. But, well, I'll tell you what, Jimmy tried to break the whole thing up, man, after the Jimmy Butler, Pat Riley stuff. So anyway, that's, and then, yes, he tries to answer it, and it's like he's carrying hey, man, just clean up the messes, coach them up, and here we go again, except this time you're stepping up to one of the 3 or 4 best teams in the NFL, and we're at their house on a nationally televised Thursday night football game. And I think everybody there, when they go in, or they met yesterday, they're off today. Probably not off today. Actually, we got the short week. Everybody's going to be working. But, hey, man, you just got to clean things up. You got to go. Hopefully everybody can play. We don't have guys, that it's a short week, and I get it. There's going to be some guys banged up that are going to be playing on both teams. But yeah, man, it was it was a fiery fan base yesterday, and I get it. I tried to take my patience. I did go out to play tennis, and I had somebody walk me all the way to my car, and I just played. It was hot. I just wanted to get a sweat, and I was like, look at. I finally turned and I said, I don't know what to tell you. I'm listening. I get it. I don't know what to tell you. I just want to get in the car and go home. I don't know what to tell you. And I appreciate you're a fan. I do. I appreciate you're a fan, but I don't know. What's Stephen Ross going to do? I don't know. Call him.
Well, they're not taking your advice over there. And it's not like they're asking you for your opinion.
Well, they pretty much, everybody knows my opinion on a lot of things.
Well, yeah, you're very loud about it, yes.
But
I don't think they're taking it into account, is what I'm saying.
But I get they want to talk to somebody, and like everybody wants to be heard, and I get it, and I have to hear, tickets, you spend, tickets are expensive.
There's only so long people can put up with this stuff, right? Like, it's been 20 years or whatever, but this whole stint.
I was going to say this was the worst because it's right now, but it's not the worst. But I get that, but it feels like it.
Really?
Oh, Cam Cameron 1 year was.
I know, but the frustration level, though, isn't the frustration of the fans at the all-time high now? Because it's just.
Yeah. No. It's been longer, right?
Of 25 years, and there's no hope anymore. That's the other problem, right? There's no hope.
There's no hope when you start.
Vision.
There's no hope.
Nothing.
When there's no hope when you start and play the way they have in the first two games. Got off to a terrible start. You can't spot somebody 2 touchdowns, even though they came back and took the lead. And Malik Washington made one of those plays I was talking about last week. Like, somebody needs to make a game-changing friggin' play. And Malik Washington did it. I go, okay, that put him away. And seconds later, we don't cover the kick. And the guy runs down the sideline. And nobody catches them. And then it was,
Either way, though, you should still be able to put together a drive at the end of that game.
Yes. If you're truly.
I don't know if you're going to be. They showed some different angles of that third down where he ran out of bounds. I didn't see it anymore. Running across the middle of the field. But
I didn't have to see anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, man, we can blame. If you're a Tua fan, you want to blame the offensive line the rest of your life, you can. But Tua does
I got
not.
That on Twitter yesterday. There's one guy left.
I just want to let you know that. Well, it's fine. And listen, that's why we have these shows. Your thoughts on guys?
I'm not so sure it's debatable anymore.
Tua does not even look like the Tua that I'm used to when he's playing well before some injuries. He does not look the same to me. Just doesn't. And I'm talking about, he just had a 300-yard game. He does not look the same to me. Even his decision making, I know his brain is going when to be smart and when to go for it. But at the end of that game, you got 2 snaps left, man. And you're working your way down there. I mean, you got 1 minute and 9 seconds. You're at the 26-yard line. 26 yards from winning that game. And I get it, man. I sometimes you got to run for your life. You watch all these games. See Baker Mayfield on 4th and 10. 4th and 10 last night, last drive. 4th and 10, and Houston's going to win that game. Minute something left. He takes off and runs for about 15 yards. And I was like, wow. I mean, Drake May, he got flushed out of the pocket. He took off, ran down, scored down in the red zone. That's a nice little extra touch that you get when a play doesn't work and you can keep it alive. Hey, Lamar and Josh and Patrick Mahomes running for, he ran more than he wanted to, but he takes off and runs for first downs. Anyway, we got to go to break here as we got the short week, and we have something else going on here. Canes and Gators, Saturday night, College Game Day in Coral Gables, man. We got a lot more stuff to get to here this morning as we continue on. And not only that, but we'll get you caught up on some other news. But, yeah, we kind of got started on the old culture. The old culture. I don't know, man. I'm kind of burned out on, hey, how's your culture? Panthers got a great culture. Yeah. Yeah. They all like each other. They're all really good, and they win at a high level. Yes, that culture right now is really good. Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T is really good too, man. Not that you have it, but Atlantic Men's Clinic can knock it out for you. Look I always say this, and I did not know this. I'm a big dummy. So I went in there, year and a half. Getting close here. It's been a long time. And I go, man, you're kind of embarrassed. I'm sitting there with Low T. I'm tired all the time. It got really bad. Really bad. I fall asleep on my way home from this. I can't tell you how many times I was going to work out or walk a little bit or play tennis, and I just said, I'm not going today. Maybe tomorrow. I'll feel better. And then ED, the sex drive. Oh, God. First, it was hit and miss there for about a year and a half, and then it was just miss. Nothing was working. I went to Atlantic Men's Clinic. I got great results. I really did. And I found out every guy's going to have ED and Low T at some point in their life. 50% of the men in their 50s will have ED. How about that? 50%. We got guys in their late 30s and 40s going in there right now at Atlantic Men's Clinic to pick up their energy level, get their sex drive back, and you can too. This is what they do. And to me, they do it a lot better than anybody else. Professional. They do it the right way. They police the program. You get the PSA test, if medically advised, the test dose. Their professionals meet with you, put you on a plan, and you are off and running with great results pretty darn quick. Hey, 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, including a brand new one in Hollywood. Call them today, 877-4 even days where he ripped me a new rear end, I knew that guy knew how to win. I knew he knew what he was doing. And all those guys had that in common. These guys like him. I agree. They like Mike. They should. Like, he drafted me. That's by the way, that's a big one. You wouldn't be here without him, and you wonder where you would be. But for everybody coming out, like, look at, man, this is not about who's liked and who's not liked, and hey, we're all getting along here, and and man, this is about winning games. You're getting paid because the more you make, it's very fundamental. The more you make, the better you're expected to be. And if those guys aren't playing well, some nice stories, don't get me wrong, there's some nice stories, some young guys that have a chance, and we're going through growing pains. And by the way, our fan base understands that. Our fan base been around long enough to know if a couple of guys, couple of young guys had some rough plays the other day. And it wasn't, but there's going to be growing pains, and you understand that. You understand that young guys playing the first time in the NFL are not going to be playing their best football the first two games. It's only going to get better as long as they keep their confidence. They're going to learn. And a lot of those guys, as long as they got the right mental makeup, will get better and better and better. But you got to have your best guys. And listen, your quarterback is making, there's a reason this thing is so lopsided in the pay scale in the NFL. The top quarterbacks, the franchise quarterbacks, and you're a franchise quarterback when you get that second contract now, because that second contract is now 50 plus and on its way up. We're gonna have a lot of guys in the 60s here pretty soon, but those guys, God, I know it's 11-on-11 sport, it is, but those guys got to be special. Got to be special, and so a lot of different things tied to this. And, it's great who gets up and talks. And I've had 4 or 5 teammates. We've had some good laughs with the guys getting up and talking, and which guys get up and talk, feel they can get up and talk on behalf of the team. And when one of the guys who used to get up, that would get up, a veteran guy would get up, and you're like, why are you talking to everybody? You haven't done anything. You haven't been so the players on the team know who's really playing well and who's not. They know. There ain't no secrets on a football team of who's good and who's not. No, they know. They, even if they're not in meetings all day, they know who's playing well and who's not. So anyway, yeah, we spent a lot of time on this culture thing. Way too much. Started with the heat culture. And I heard other guys, I go to the cities like, dude, this heat culture, you guys going to ever stop talking about the heat culture, and other teams. And now look at the Panthers. 3 years, Stanley Cup, back-to-back champions. Yeah, they got it rolling pretty good. They signed all their guys again. Some of the guys took less money to come back and be part of this. And they know they got something special. And I really do believe not only do they really like playing together, one of the reasons they like playing together, they win a lot. They look around the room and go, we got a lot of really good players. And somebody always picks somebody else up, and we win. We go on the road, we win at home. Man, culture is always going to be good as long as you're winning. You ever see anybody go, we got great culture, and you're friggin' losing games? When's the last time you say, oh, man, culture? Oh, can't be that good. Hey, I'll tell you, the other thing is Mike's got a stereotype out there. The guys take advantage of them. And that when they do make mistakes, he's not tough enough on their mistakes. And they come back and say, we don't think you have to beat a guy up on a mistake. You can give him positive reinforcement. I don't know, because I'm not from that school. I didn't grow up from that school, and I sure the hell didn't get that from Don Shula. That wasn't positive reinforcement. And by the way, I think one of those things those guys all had in common, if they didn't like what they saw, and I know it's a different game today, so Jimmy and Don Shula and Pat Riley, they get rid of you. If they needed to make a statement, I got a bunch of teammates tell me right now, he needs to, somebody needs to go. Just, you saw Aaron Glenn did that. Aaron Glenn had a guy fumble up there in New York. He got rid of him. Aaron Glenn.
They're not in position to start getting rid of guys. That's the problem.
No.
Like, you're picking guys off practice squads at this point. Like, you can't be getting rid of bodies here.
Well, everybody's picking off. I said that to you the other day. Everybody's
I know,
looking.
but you know what I'm saying?
16.
Like, you can't just toss guys off the team just to make a statement.
No, this probably what you have, and you put all this time into is probably your best player. But look at, if they're making the same mistakes and you can't count on them mentally, then
who are you going to find to do it though? That would be the,
that's the
counter,
other thing.
right? Like
I
understand the whole like let's throw the guy off the team, make a statement.
So I wanted to say this, Woody, too, while we're here, and I'm a lot better today. I got some good sleep. The Darren Waller thing. So I'm going.
You sure you're better today?
Yeah, I am. I just want to bring it up.
Okay.
So
okay,
we're now going into week 3, short week, and WSVN, home of Drew Rosenhaus, who's his client. Guy comes out. You saw that. Their anchor came out and said he's probably not going to play. Okay. I'm like,
well, come on, bro. We surprised?
What are we doing? They're saying, he's sending out nice stuff. I see somebody show me his social media stuff and blessed to be here and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad. He is blessed to be here. They paid him to not play.
I just, what are we doing? What are we doing? And by the way, we put him on a 53-man roster. We put him on the roster. Like, hey, you're here. You got your money. You're there. Congratulations. You'll be here.
I mean, most of these things are fireable offenses for a GM, but our guy is,
I don't know. I don't know.
Not a free pass, I guess.
I don't know. Anyway, hey, Woody, we're going to hit the road here for just a second. Here we got more stuff. By the way, I don't know if anybody stayed up last night. Tampa Bay, nice last drive down the field, including a Baker Mayfield 4th and 10 scramble for about 15 yards to keep it alive on 4th and 10, keep that drive going. He goes down and beats Houston in Houston. And then the Chargers last night go to 2-0. They might be the best team in the West right now. It's early. I'm not counting out Denver yet, and I'm not counting out Kansas City.
That stings.
Kansas City's got that schedule. Boy, when you go to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl, your schedule, they're not nice to you on that schedule.
No, the Chiefs look like they're in trouble, but that Chargers thing is painful to watch. Texter, by the way, sent this in this morning. Joey said that McDaniel and Tua should watch the last few minutes of that Tampa Bay game, that Bucs drive at the end there.
I agree.
So that's how you put together a drive.
By the way,
how
guy.
How good is Baker Mayfield? I can't believe Baker Mayfield is this good.
It's 2 drives in a row.
I just can't believe that's being this good.
Two in a row. That team's 2-0. And by the way, reason I bring up Chargers and Tampa Bay, we're going to see them both down here. They're both going to be playing the Miami Dolphins here.
That should go well.
Anyway, so both teams now 2-0. Anyway, hey, we're going to Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, personal injury attorneys in Plantation, cover all of South Florida. Love to come out and see. If you're going through an injury right now, you've been injured in an automobile accident or something happened at work that's got you out of work or in a lot of pain right now, Harvey and Gary would love to represent you and be there from start to finish, handle your case. They will, as partners, will handle your case from start to finish. Yeah. One of the few, by the way, law firms out there, when you hear Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, you know they're actually going to represent you. There's going to be no handoffs to some other attorneys that are going to handle your case. They got you. So if you think you're going to one of those big ones on TV and you're going to handle my case, you go, no. I got other attorneys for yours over there. Now all of a sudden, right off the bat, you're going, well, I don't feel like I'm really wanted here. I don't feel like I may be getting your best service or your best people. Well, you won't get that with Harvey and Gary. I can promise you that, man. 30 years of experience each, big enough to go to trial, get you multi-million-dollar results, small enough just to call you back. Communication is important at Cohn and Judah. Go to CohnandJudah.com. Read the reviews. Partners who you can always get a hold of with great results coming. 866 fair fee. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
Miami Or are you worried in any bit that your message and your voice isn't being received by the entire locker room just at the level it needs to?
Yeah, I mean, I think I develop confidence through my watching and seeing how players respond, and that's something that's always a part of my coaching process. And I think if there was anything that would lend me to believe that messages weren't being received, then you address those things. That, to me, I think I've seen a team that is trying to do everything they can to win, and coming up short and pressing forward and trying to change that result. So just based upon witnessing actions, that hasn't come across my plate until you asked.
All right, Mike McDaniel was obviously asked a lot of questions yesterday, basically about his job and after these first two games. They weren't getting a whole lot of X's and O's. It was more about Mike and what's going on at camp and with his team. Has he lost his team? How are you going to handle it? Where are you? Anyway, Mike's, hey, man, you got to win. Just got to win games. And this one, you just stepped up in competition in a couple of days, Thursday night, with this Buffalo Bills team that is off to a great start. Number one offense in football through two games. Number 2 rushing team, number top 10 passing team, defensively top 10. I mean, it's good team. Even after Baltimore got a little bit of a track meet with them there till the late in that game, Buffalo's able to come back. But and it's Thursday night football game, and so we'll here we go, bounce back after that loss, which, by the way, that loss in a lot of ways was a lot more difficult than that first game, even though just can't explain what happened in that first game because you were just so bad. And it just, from start to finish, there was just never a play made to stop it. It just, you kept going, okay, somebody's going to make a play. We're going to get this flipped around and get back in this thing. And it just never happened. Last game, you got off to a slow start. You can't be down at home by 2 touchdowns to start the game, and then you come back. You do get some great plays. You get some big plays. You get back in it. You take the lead. And after your biggest play of the year, a punt return, the very next play, give up a kickoff return. That just a killer. And then your defense gets a stop, so you get 2 chances in the last few minutes of the fourth quarter in good field position to win the game. You get not 1, but 2 chances. First one ends in a quick interception. The other one ends up in a sack to finish off the game, even down almost into the red zone on the second drive, and couldn't finish it off because you got sloppy, and a 1st and 10 ended up, a 1st and 20, and just couldn't overcome it. And here you are. So now this is why all these questions pop up, and there's going to be voices. By the way, even Rich Eisen jumped into it yesterday, who's like the nicest guy in the NFL. So yeah, you're going to get it. It's going to get worse. It's not going away. And this will not be an easy one, obviously, as you are, a 12.5 point. Is it 12.5 points, Woody? It's some crazy number. 12.5 point underdog in this game.
Yeah, that's never good, man.
Big fat double-digit number for an NFL game.
Couple of touchdowns there, yeah. Never good.
No. Never a good thing. Hey, by the way, we got
fair though. By the way, right?
Yes.
I mean, this game has blowout written all over it.
What they just did to the Jets, they went into the Jets and put it on them. Ran for 220 something yards and just said, "This is the way we're going to play," and put that thing away early. So
it would be unbelievably stunning if the Dolphins went up there and got a win.
That would
be the biggest upset
That would be a huge
I mean,
upset.
it would
Yes,
be-
it would. That would be one of those crazy. Remember when the Dolphins changed their offense with Ricky and Ronnie, went up to New England, and they weren't ready for that Wildcat? They tried to adjust. They just couldn't adjust. Like, what happened to it and do it some more.
Yeah, except we don't have any.
No, we don't have that.
like that. But I was just watching the Bills again, like the way they run the football. That's got to be the most concerning part, right?
Always been good with pass protection. I think their pass protection's really good. I don't, you know how good the quarterback is, and they've given them. I don't know what you call this group of receivers. They're all complement each other, all good.
Yeah. If I'd say good,
They're all getting them. They're just across the board. You just go through the names. You know,
that's just what
across
happens
the
when you
board.
have a really
Coleman,
good quarterback,
Palmer,
though.
Shakir.
When you have a quarterback of that level of talent, I mean, none of those guys are even close to anyone that. I mean, what Tyreek, Waddle? None of
No.
those guys are even close.
No, they're not. Nope.
Not even the same league.
But we have that thing with quarterback. We're not in the same league.
Yes.
With that part of it. So anyway, got the Canes, Gators Saturday night college game. It's going to be a crazy couple of days, Woody. My God, Friday and Saturday going to be a lot of fun around here getting ready. And of course, we have a large fan base of Gator fans down here. And if you didn't go to school like me at Florida, yeah, I probably couldn't have gotten in. You're right. That's hard to get into there. But we've given money to that school because probably had a chance. One of your kids ended up being a Gator. So, yeah, this one just kind of adds on to the whole thing and whole party and Canes improvement, some great articles out on the Canes and this team. And you're right, man, this team just feels and Cam Ward and Carson Beck, different guys, no question about it. I mean, listen, first overall pick, I'm not saying Carson Beck's that guy. But, boy, you look overall at the team play right now, and this team just feels like a true top 5 team in the country. They just that's how it feels. Now, they got to win. They got 2 big-ass tests coming up because the Florida Gators have a lot of talent on that team, even though they got 2 bad losses or 1 bad loss. And then they got Florida State, who looks to be really, really good right now. But, man, I got to tell you, it kind of starts, too, doesn't it, when you say this team? Hate to do this. It's early. But it's kind of turned into Carson Beck, C.J. Daniels, Malachi Toney, and Mark Fletcher, kind of your frontline guys. And then Baines and Mesidor on defense. Now, I know I'm cutting out a lot of guys that are having good seasons and stuff. But it just kind of feels like that's a big part in these big games of guys you're going to be talking about that you kind of expect will make a lot of big plays and will be leading the charge. Reuben Baines is off to a great start after last year coming back from the injury. Had a great freshman year, of course. Last year just never got it going because of the injury. Came back, but just wasn't the same guy. Doesn't even look close to what he's doing right now. He's getting after it. So can't wait for Saturday night to see what that's. And we'll be talking a lot this week about that game coming up here as had some people call for tickets yesterday. Just can't get enough of those tickets, man.
You put them in the corner?
No, I was going to see if, yeah.
That's your section, right?
Upper deck now.
Oh, upper deck?
No, now I'm just looking
boy.
like, hey, if they just ask for tickets, I just go, well, here's what I have. You know, it's amazing, too. Amount of people don't, like, they think you can get, I guess you can't get good tickets, right?
For the Canes?
Yeah. You got to pay for them, but
anything.
you can get anything, right?
You can sit anywhere you want.
Anywhere you want.
You
but
can sit in that Golden Cane section at 72.
But you're going to pay.
But yeah.
You're going to pay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you know that from experience.
I do. Just wanted to hear you say it, so it didn't sounded better.
Well, no. I mean, remember when you had that concert like the day of? You sit anywhere you want. As long as you got that credit card.
That cost me a lot of money to get out of that doghouse.
Hey, at least no one's going to bother you for Dolphins tickets. See what those things were going for?
No.
Speaking of sit wherever you want, you could have walked into that game for a couple of $bucks.
Well,
Sunday. That thing, what did it get down to $20 or something? Was the get-in price and kickoff?
Sure, if you stayed around.
They have club seats for $50-$60.
Oh. All right, Woody, you got me.
Tough time to be a season ticket holder.
All right, can I just take a second here to talk? Jeez. Look what they've done to us with this start.
Oh, people ask you for tickets. You're like, listen, just go
All
to the
right.
secondary market. They're half price.
So if you've been a Dolphin fan, been complaining it's too expensive, now's the time to go to a Dolphins game, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Got Jets up next year, by the way. Hey, let's talk about hurricane season here. Protect your home with Loctite impact windows, doors, and roofing. Old leaky roof, huh? You got it right now going on. You're patching it up going, I just got to get through one more hurricane season. Why are you playing that game? Replace your old roof now and pay later. Loctite Impact offers the highest quality roofing materials with lifetime warranty plus thousands of 5-star reviews. Save big on legendary state-of-the-art impact windows and doors. Impact windows as low as $6 per window per month installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Boy, Loctite does it all for you. Roof, windows, doors, going to protect your home from all this crazy weather and never have to worry about it. So don't wait for the next storm. Visit LoctiteImpact.com. Again, LoctiteImpact.com or call 954-500-LOCK. They got a professional team that will answer the phone for you today. Get you started. Answer all your questions. Covering all of South Florida. Loctite Impact windows, doors, and roofing.
our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting in the NFL, Week 2 came to a close with the Bucs beating the Texans 20-19, and the Chargers took down the Raiders 20-9. Week 3 begins on Thursday with the Dolphins heading to Buffalo. Over to the Marlins, who will be in Colorado tonight to begin a 3-game series. Tonight's first pitch is at 8:40 from Coors Field, and to Inter Miami, who will host Seattle tonight. Kickoff is at 7:30. Joe, go ahead and toss it back to you here.
All right, Woody, thank you. And tomorrow, man, talk about a fast week. Tomorrow, Miami Dolphins will be leaving for a Thursday game. Speaking of short week, now, Mike said something, if you're playing well or, you or not, I guess, you want to jump right back into it and try to forget about these first 2 weeks as quickly as possible and head to Buffalo, where Josh Allen is 13-2 since coming into the league and has not lost at home to the Miami Dolphins. You know, it's a crazy part, Woody. This is when you know you're getting old. This is his 8th year. That just kind of snuck up, man. 8 years. Josh Allen's been quarterback for the Buffalo Bills. Anyway, we've got lots of stuff going on. A couple of games last night. I don't know how many of you. I'm not big. I had no shot on 10 o'clock. The 10 o'clock start last night. Absolutely no shot for those of you that did. Chargers got a 20-9 win. Just heard Woody talking about. And Geno had 3 picks. Geno Smith, Miramar High School, had 3 interceptions last night. Not his best game. Tampa Bay, last drive. I got to tell you, man, you're right, Woody. Baker Mayfield, he still, when you talk about, a lot of guys don't like him. He's one of those guys that has, with that personality.
He's gotten better, though.
He has.
I was not a big fan of his either.
He has rubbed some people the wrong way, but
you can't overlook the way he plays, though, man. Like, he runs
when you play that way,
he plays tough. You see him flip over last night.
Oh my God, did I?
I mean, our guy's running out of bounds. This guy's flipping, and whatever it takes.
He just makes, that's a 4th and 10 run that he took off on. 4th and 10, that's game.
I know.
He drops back. Both the starting tackles are out. The story's unbelievable. So Tampa Bay ends up losing both their starting tackles in that game.
Yeah.
So he just, F it, I'm going to take off and ran for the first down, and that just kind of got everything going again. Anyway, they march down and score at the end of that game on the road against a good Houston team, which, by the way, is also now 0-2, joins the 0-2 club. But, yeah, Baker.
You're saying that's what you do in that situation instead of, like, he could have ran out of bounds, I guess, if he wanted to, or slid or something. But
he was going to try to put a move, and he got chopped, but he got his legs up, and he held on to the ball. But, yeah, what do you get, about 15 yards on that carry? Looked like about 15. But he was getting everything he could. Now, I got to tell you, man, we had a guy here that was like that, Fitzpatrick, and would try to run guys, and the team loved it, right? You could see his guys really would feed off of it. So I get it. But, yeah, last night. And then, of course, Herbert now 2-0 with that 20-9 win over Vegas. Reason I bring them both up, Miami Dolphins, I believe, playing both at home. Woody, does that sound right? Tampa Bay and Chargers. Chargers in a couple of weeks. Not that far out with the Chargers coming to town.
That quarterback matchup, not so juicy anymore, huh?
Still 5-6 in the draft.
Yeah.
Right?
They'll be tied together forever. Yeah.
They will be. You'll talk about one.
Although the Joe Burrow thing is starting to look not so great either.
Hey, man, a lot of quarterbacks. That's why this Josh Allen thing. He, for as much as he runs, he doesn't miss games. And I got to tell you, when he started this running, especially when he didn't have to at the end of games to kind of stick it to you like he tried to do to the Dolphins. Somebody said it was like personal because he felt like the Dolphins could have had him and didn't like him. So he goes after us, and that quarterback, they run that quarterback sweep. I mean, that thing, it's not like a broken play. They have a quarterback sneak that they run. And I tell the story because they sit right next to us. The GM, the assistant GM, and the owner in the owner's box is right next. It's a very weird one, is right next to where we do the broadcast for this game. And So he had just signed that huge contract, right? One of the first guys to get the big contract. So we're ahead, and you remember he used to always go at it with our defensive tackle. They constantly were at each other. So they're up 2 scores, and it's a couple minutes left, and they're down there. And everybody thinking they might sit on the ball. And he runs that quarterback sneak. He runs that quarterback sweep out of shotgun that he runs. And Jason Taylor was doing a game with me, and he taps me. And he goes, look over, because the window, they don't cover up the window. And the owner's going crazy on the GM, assistant GM. Why? He's thinking about, what I'm thinking about. Why are you doing that? Why are you going to try to take another hit going into the end zone? And so I see him the following year. We make a big deal. Like, Kyle never lasts in the NFL, which, by the way, I mean, it is going to catch up to him at some point. But 8 years, it's still working. He ran his ass off again last week, too. So I talked to the assistant GM, used to be down here. And I asked him, I said, hey, so what do you guys tell him? He told us, he said, listen, this is the way I play. This is part of my game plan. This is part of what I do. And you guys got to stop. And I was like, really? The guy told you that? Josh Allen told you guys. He said, I'm going to run. When we have to run, I'm going to run. And they go, okay. And so he ran. I look at his stats, and he had a pretty good running game, I think, last game against the Jets as well. They ran for 224 yards in that game. So anyway, that's what we'll be seeing here coming up here Thursday night and everything. By the way, the other crazy story I wanted to get to here for just a second. I didn't care before about this Tom Brady thing, but I got to tell you, it's a little weird that Tom Brady did the Kansas City and Philly game for Fox. You know the deal. You know his contract. It's been out there. And then you may not know he owns 5% of the Las Vegas Raiders. He owns 5% of the team, which, by the way, I don't know what team's worth, but that's got to be worth $300, $400, $500 million just to have 5% of that team. Anyway, they're showing a game last night, and Tom Brady's in the coach's box. He's got the headphones on. He's all in on this thing. And then they go, oh, yeah. He's in on meetings a couple times a week, and the offensive coordinator talks to him about game plan and things he likes. And I'm thinking, does the commissioner think this might be a little weird? Like Kansas City and the Raiders are going to play each other twice, and he's going to get information on the game, talking to Kansas City Chiefs. And then when they get ready to play each other, he's not doing that game, but he's going to be back up in the booth with the Raiders as an owner of the team, but sitting with the coaching staff. That's a weird one. I don't know. That might.
Weird? That's beyond weird.
I just wonder if the commissioner's going to go, hey,
cheating,
Tom.
isn't it? Not that it'd be the first time
I know, but it's not like you want to give somebody any kind of advantage. And like he's using, because people are going, well, he's using
advantage.
One job.
It's a huge advantage.
And now he's sitting in there and go, oh, yeah, hey, coach. So those guys, I don't know.
No teams can let him in anymore to do these interviews.
So I'm dying to see what how the Chiefs and the Chargers are going to treat this thing.
Tell him he's not welcome.
And by the way, the Broncos.
Right? Wouldn't you tell him he's not welcome?
Yes. I go, look, man, just go. You can do whatever you want. You can do the games. We can't stop you, but don't.
You're not coming in here and talking.
You're not coming here and talk to my guys about anything, even if they happen to be from the Bay Area or you knew their dad. No. I mean, how far do you go? So the commissioner signed off on everything before, like, oh, they had the owners' meetings. They said, having Tom is great. And now I go, now is it great having Tom? After his game, he goes to.
It's a really bad look, man. Like, really bad.
It's weird. Finally, everybody's going, this is a weird one. And not that but when you're playing another team in the AFC West, it's weird. Maybe not every other team, but
I didn't realize he was that hands-on.
Well, they
with
said
team.
that.
2 to 3
Remember what
meetings
they
a week
said?
he's
that
having with the coaching staff.
when the new general manager and the new head coach, Pete Carroll, got that job, they spent half the time talking about Tom Brady. Oh, man, we get to work with Tom Brady, and he's going to add so much to what we want to do and personnel and game plan. And I'm like, wow. But if you think Tom Brady's going to give up that $375 million TV job, 10 years?
He's got to give up one or the other, right?
I'm guessing.
Unless they're just not going to have him in the meetings. But
I think they're going to try to just say, hey, you just got to stay away from some of these games. There may be something where they don't play each other. Is there a chance that he didn't get any games in the AFC West? Maybe.
I think he's playing all the teams that.
Well, he'll play one. He'll get one of them, but they could be playing an NFC
I think
team.
they said
or
a lot of the games he's broadcasting are teams that they're playing.
Well, that's weird.
It was matched up, so it was a lot of the teams that they're actually playing.
And then the other part, what happens when the Raiders are good and they start picking their games up for a 4:00 Fox game? And that's going to be weird. Tom Brady joins us, 5% owner of the team he's covering today. Tom, you spent a lot of time with this team.
Oh, yeah. Then they accuse him of cheating, and he says, well, it's not the first time.
I don't know if he's going to say that. You know what? I spent a lot of time on the football, the whole football thing. Remember that whole thing? And they got, I mean, they must have found enough because didn't he get suspended for a few games? I think he did, or did he get fined? Did he get suspended? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it
now.
was a short suspension.
Yeah, it wasn't long. It's Tom Brady. Come on, man.
Sure, he's good for business, right?
That's right. Good for business. Hey, I'll tell you what else is good for business. Your South Florida Chevy dealers are good for business. It is truck month here in the month of September, and that means if you are looking for a truck, you got to check out South Florida Chevy dealers and the trucks they have right now in those lots for you. 14 dealerships. South Florida, we got fantastic deals, but we like to brag about our trucks. The durable Colorado with its standard Turbo Max engine, impressive torque. Boy, all the off-road capability you could ever want for any part of life you want to get to. This summer, this winter, doesn't matter. We got a perfect truck for you. Silverado 1500, always ready, steady, and strong, delivering all the power that you could ever want. Workday, workhorse, and a weekend warrior. Hey, Silverado 1500 and the Silverado HC have everything you could ever want. Legendary horsepower, one of the hardest working beds in the business. Hey, doesn't matter what truck you're looking for, whether it's a full-time working truck, that's how you make a living, and you need somebody to be a truck to be as durable as you are. We got the truck for you right now. Hey, go to your South Florida Chevy dealers today for outstanding offers. Take a test drive. You will fall in love and get a great deal at your South Florida Chevy dealers. To my Mike Tyson story at the tennis courts.
I don't think so.
So a couple years ago, maybe less, over in Plantation at the tennis courts where I play. And Mike Tyson comes walking in the tennis court. Last place you think you'd see. I'm being serious. It's like,
showed up at your tennis club?
he came to the tennis club.
For what?
His daughter's the tennis player, really good tennis player.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Nobody knew that.
I didn't
And
know
like,
that.
damn. And it's funny because nobody really knows to, like, you walk up to Mike Tyson.
What'd you do?
Huh?
Did you go up to
I
him?
didn't say anything, but
You ask him to hit with you or something?
no. Some people, no, but everybody like went and watched him, and he told somebody, "Hey, where's my daughter's playing?" Went and watched her play. So
I had no idea.
Yeah, so he was down here for a while. Anyway,
Well, maybe he was just looking for a game or something.
yeah,
a
that's
pickleball game.
that'd be hilarious, man, to
Yeah.
see Mike Tyson out playing. Find out he took up tennis.
Does he live down here? I don't know.
The joke is now we say everybody lives down here.
Right.
Like everybody got a home down here
Yeah.
somewhere. I was shocked how many people, I swear, every day you find out, you'll see somebody and it gets around and they'll say they live down here. From Fort Lauderdale to everywhere. All over Miami, obviously.
Mhm.
We got South Beach, downtown Miami. Yeah, it's just a lot of people have a home down here. Look at the whole Tom Brady's down here. Gronk's got a home down here. They're just according to how much money you have is where you live, right?
Yeah, Brady's in a nice area, right?
The nicest.
I know.
That is, that whole
Good
group
real estate
there.
over there. Yeah.
I think the neighbors keep coming in there, have more and more money.
Yeah.
I know Don Shula and Marianne have had a home there. She still does. Yeah, there's I don't know if that, you know what, though? I never know this. I don't know if that or Star Island is more expensive. Might not even be close. I don't know.
Couldn't tell you.
Star Island. You ever been to Star Island?
I've driven by it.
Somehow.
I don't know anyone that lives there. No.
Somehow when I was playing, Bob Kuchenberg bought a home. Like he's a wheeler dealer in real estate and art and stuff on the side. And so we had a Christmas party and he goes, "Hey, all you guys, I live on Star Island. You guys are all welcome." I go, "What? You live on Star Island?" Right. I'm going, I just want to see Star Island. I want to see who lives out there. There's not that many homes. Was there 20 homes maybe on Star Island?
I've never been there. I don't know.
But Indian Creek is the other place you're talking about where Tom is. And
nice
Norman
place.
Brayman, I know, lives there or did live there. Had to chase him down. I did a charity event out there at the clubhouse one night. Anyway, we got a lot of
What
stuff.
they have you doing out there? Entertaining?
MC'd something, yes.
You weren't like an invited guest.
No.
Okay.
They asked me to come in the
Sorry,
back
man.
way. They go, "Look at, do you mind just driving around the back and we'll walk you in, please?" Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's a whole different world, man. Yeah, that real estate. Hell, they got a golf course. They got a golf course in there. You don't have to leave that place. I guess that place got to
they have
win.
a lot of amenities, yeah.
That thing's around water, and you got a damn little golf course in the middle of it. Hell,
That's nice.
that's crazy. Yeah, now that I think about it, I guess that wins. The golf course and the water. Heck, you get both of them, you can't beat that. Hey, we got a lot of stuff going on. I know we got a lot of Dolphin stuff. Kyle Krabs going to join us. We'll talk to Kyle, host of a Locked On Dolphins, NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. Eric Wood, Bills radio analyst, will join us a little bit later on, and we'll talk to him a little bit about the Buffalo Bills. I can't believe it, man. Tomorrow, I'll be leaving and heading to Buffalo, and then playing Thursday night, and then right back here Friday morning, and back at it for a weekend, and goes right into Miami Hurricanes and Florida Gators. What's the spread on that game, Woody? What is it, 8.5, 7.5?
Whatever it is, it's not enough.
Is that going to be
I
your
don't
take?
think that's true. Someone said it went down to 3 yesterday. It was I don't know that Hard Rock moved it.
That'd be a lot of money moving if that happened.
Yeah, somebody sent me a tweet that it had moved. I don't follow any other sports books really but ours. since we can't use them. But
I don't know.
Way, whatever it is, it's not enough.
Well, I know that people are jacked up for this game and can't wait to see if the Canes get going. They won't have to be, you don't have to give any motivational speeches this week. A lot of these guys know each other. ACC, SEC, back to this is the way it used to be, man. This is the way it should be.
7.5 on
7.5.
by the way.
All right, there you go.
I did see someone was tweeting out yesterday that it was down to 3, and I don't know that. Maybe it is somewhere else, but
I checked it yesterday.
There's no way. There's no way that it's
not on Hard Rock. It's not. It's not going to drop.
Yeah, there's no way it could
5
drop
points, but
yeah,
That's insane.
yeah. There's that.
Unless you had a bunch of players announce a mid-season transfer like in high school, but
You see a spread go 1 point one way or the other, but
Dude,
you very seldom see it move that much.
they would have had to announce 5 players on offense we're going to sit or something.
Well, listen, I
Number
think
go down.
we're in for a great game. I do. I think it's going to be a really close game. They got a lot more talent than USF, even though USF beat them in an absolute embarrassment after what you just saw Miami did to South Florida. I know people are looking at that and going, geez, they lost to them at home and we pounded them at home. So, but those guys going to play whatever they, hey man, a lot of those guys went to high school together. They all know each other. Probably most of them got recruited by both schools. So here we go,
So
man.
apparently that is the line, I guess. All these other sports books have it at 3.
3.
This is accurate. It says FanDuel and DraftKings got it at 2. That can't be, though. Like, how could it be a pick'em game? Unless they know something we don't know. I don't know.
They're not there. They probably talked to the quarterback and so you're not throwing 5 picks this week, are you?
The only app we can use down here, it's at -7.5.
Well, Woody, it won't matter spreads. All anybody's going to care about is a win or a loss coming up here. When, well, not all you guys. You guys put money on it, won't, but it'll be fun. Fun game to see what's going to happen.
Someone said I saw yesterday the ESPN scoreboard had put it at 3, but it's up to 7.5. Yeah, I didn't see.
Something's not right there. That's weird. That's a weird one.
I don't know if anyone has access to that at 2. I'd be happy to give you a mortgage payment, but
What do you mean? What are you trying to
at
say?
2, I'd take that. I mean, that's I don't know.
You think the Gators are that bad?
I think the Gators are horrendous.
Okay.
I've watched them twice. I watched 2 of their 3 games. I didn't watch them when they beat that high school or whatever they played, their only win of the season, but I've watched them play. The guy threw 5 picks.
He threw 5 picks. By the way, if somebody would have just told you that, you wouldn't have to watch the game if you're playing LSU at LSU and you throw 5 picks. Except the entertainment with the head coach after the game was very good.
He's a bum. I'll play his stuff in the headlines if you don't mind, but he's such a nasty guy, isn't he?
I'm not a fan of the guy. Not my favorite guy.
Next segment we could tee off on him, but
Yeah, not a favorite.
at least he apologized, I guess, later on. But
Well, we've got that. Then you got a bye week, right? Canes got a bye week, and then they have Florida State up there. Finally going to be leaving the state of Florida here and getting off to hopefully a good start with another win, and then moving on there. All right, so we've
so the
got
bye week is the Florida State game is on the 4th of October. So
Yeah.
So you got the bye week first.
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Bye week, yeah,
Okay.
bye week, and then Florida State.
Which, by the way, that will be quite a game. How about that one?
Florida State, absolutely.
They've been a surprise.
Nobody saw that, and I think everybody's kind of curious to find out just how good Alabama is now, right? Wisconsin wasn't.
Alabama's still like.
Got a lot of good players.
I'm sure they're recruiting good players and paying good players over there,
Yes.
regardless of like.
What?
I mean, I'm sure they're good. Like not.
Yeah,
not world
Alabama.
beaters, but, you know,
this whole time,
it's not
Nick.
Saban's Alabama, but I'm sure they're still getting
No.
good players.
No, it's not. Probably Saban probably getting guys that this guy can't get.
I don't know how good any of those SEC teams are, to be quite honest with you. I thought LSU was terrible too. Their offense was really bad in that game.
Didn't look great. Did not look great. Georgia's still the best team.
Maybe. I don't know. Isn't LSU ranked the highest, I guess, right?
I know, but
I don't know.
I got to tell you, Kirby came out somehow. I watched that game, and Kirby Smart came back and won that game. Guy missed a field goal, though. By the way, that guy had way too much time. That guy, he's over. It felt like he knew he was kicking it, and they kept it. They kept the camera on that poor guy, that poor kicker for
really
Tennessee.
did.
And then he went to the net, and he kicked a couple more, and then he came back out. And that kick, I'll bet he didn't feel his leg when he was going to. He missed it. It wasn't even close. I mean, there was no question. Did they even try to ice him? Did they even throw a timeout in? I don't know. But, man, I got to tell you.
There was a false start in there, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It was originally going to be 42, and then they false start, and it became 47-yard field goal. And it wasn't even close when he kicked it.
I'm watching this guy go through it, and I'm like, and they're talking about, hey, Tennessee hasn't beaten these guys forever, and they're going on and going. Then when overtime, they lose. Ball game. Georgia wins. I got to tell you, man, Kirby's teams, he's still. I know they drive fast in that area, but, man, I got to tell you, that guy, they win games. He keeps rolling. All right. Hey, Woody, we got more stuff to get to here. We got Hollywood's headlines. We got Kyle Krabs going to join us. And we still have a lot more Miami Dolphins stuff. Man, boy, I got to tell you, yesterday being out, it was rough. It was like people come up to you and just go, the Dolphins are really bad. The Dolphins are really bad. What's wrong? And then another guy got real serious with me, waited for me to come out of the bathroom, and he goes, they're getting rid of all those guys, aren't they? Tell me they're gone. I don't know. I'm guessing they can't feel real comfortable. But, people want answers. They're like, I watched that whole thing, and it's okay.
The funny thing is it doesn't really matter anymore at this point, right?
What? It does matter. Everything matters.
Yeah, but whether you have an interim coach or Mike or whatever, I don't think it's going to change anything.
Well, you better hope it changes, or there's going to be a lot of guys.
There's going to be a lot of guys. If you fire Mike and Chris, don't you have to start the rebuild process? Don't we go to the different from reset to rebuild?
That's that decision will be made from the top, believe it or not. And then they have to decide. But I got to tell you, it's hard for me to imagine if you're getting back to this thing again today that your $50 million quarterback is going to be part of the, hey, we're going to be moving on from you with the amount of money they owe him this year and next year and after. Anyway, we got to go to break here, Woody. We'll get going. Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T.
You think they would clean house?
No. You said right now.
Another year?
We said for right now, just if they make changes right now, during the year.
I can't do another year with that guy. Please, let this be it.
Yeah. All right. No, that's what I thought we were talking about, changes coming up soon. Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T. So, man, your energy level, your sex drive's gone. You're going through a hard time, man. And it starts to mess with you. It starts to mess with how you feel. Your guys go, my wife looks great. There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing, man. Just, oh, man, this is terrible. And then your energy. When you get to a point where you're going, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just going to take a nap. And then you start skipping the walks you used to do. And then you stop skipping things you used to enjoy, like a little doubles in tennis or something. Yeah, maybe I'll play tomorrow with you guys. I just, I got a lot on my mind or something. I'm just tired all the time. Boy, you got a bad case of low T and ED if those things happen to you. But it's nice to know you got Atlantic Men's Clinic and you're in for great results. And I want to let everybody know that it's normal. It happens to every guy out there. Matter of fact, half the men in their 50s have ED right now. Half the men, all men, black, white, brown, doesn't matter. ED is going to be there. It gets everyone. And for the other half, it's coming soon, just so you know. Atlantic Men's Clinic is going to give you great results. And if you're going through the funk and notice your level of energy is way down or your sex drive is gone, hey, man, it's all right. It's normal. And Atlantic Men's Clinic knows how to take care of it real quickly. First of all, you go in there, you set up an appointment, you get your your PSA test, you meet with their professional staff. You have a real open conversation, and then they get to work for you. They put you on a program that is going to get you quickly great results. 7 locations in South Florida to serve you, including a brand new one in Hollywood. Call them today, 877-455-7300. If you're going through it and not real happy, and let's be honest, we don't go around telling other guys about this problem. You don't need to. You just make that call to Atlantic Men's Clinic. Said Joe Rose said to give you a call, 877-455-7300, or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Get great results. Start it today.
It's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody, what do you have for us here today?
All right, we promised some Brian Kelly. We did not get to this yesterday. His team LSU beat the Gators
20-10.
The only reason that happened is that dude threw 5 picks, one of them being a pick 6. They only won by 10.
Yeah.
Their offense was terrible in the game, so seems kind of fitting that somebody would ask a question about the offense. He did not appreciate that.
Brian in the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's some ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
He went on to apologize.
Yes, he did.
Hey, by the way, you got to give it to the media guy. He was a fireball. He was, well, what about your third down? You want to see those numbers again? Oh, man. He goes, I got to do better. He came back. He must have thought about it and go, why? Somebody write the athletic director goes, hey, you kind of look like an ass clown when you did that to the guy. I know you won. He just wanted to ask you. And, hey, we got some things to work on, but we're going to take the win. Yeah, he
out of line. Ask about our offense.
He went all ass clown. There's no question. There's a little ass clown in that question. And by the way, the guy just kept coming back. Well, what about this? He said, we won the game. It's about winning the game.
You told him it's SEC football. It just means more.
Oh man,
that
was good, Woody. That was
right,
good.
anyway.
We need a little bit of that. That was good.
Speaking of Saturday night, Joe, right after that game, we had the Canelo and Crawford fight. Netflix is claiming they had over 41 million viewers for this thing.
I believe it. Is that worldwide, right? Worldwide.
Yeah, I think so.
Netflix everywhere.
Yeah. Look, a lot of people were not thrilled that the fight, myself included, started at 1 a.m.
Oh, no.
Not ideal.
Don't worry.
Dana White was
mine started at 7 a.m. in the morning when I turned it on.
Yeah, but, a lot of people wanted to watch it live, I assume.
Yeah.
But 1 a.m. is not ideal for this.
All right. You have to pay for it, did you?
No, just part of that $30 a month Netflix bill.
Okay.
That
everybody has.
I don't know if you saw this. People are not happy about a handful of Chiefs players wearing those free Rice T-shirts, free Rasheed Rice.
Yeah.
They were wearing those during warm-ups. Travis Kelce was one of those. And obviously Travis Kelce is very famous now for stuff other than football. But
$5 million ring.
Yeah, people were not happy about this one, especially the lawyer that was representing the people in this one. And they have some quotes from him. He is not a happy camper here.
I was a little surprised.
And he's not in jail, right?
No,
he's suspended him.
He's suspended, and honestly, video doesn't lie. It's a bad look.
He's very lucky he didn't kill anyone.
That's because if that happened, he could go and find out and make a call to Las Vegas and see how that was going for him.
Lawyer said there is evidence where she was going 119 miles an hour in a $1,750 per day Lambo rental that had weed and a pistol in it.
Yeah.
So he also said he's not paid a single cent of the $1.1 million judgment he already owes our client, who is living anything but pain-free.
Yeah. I don't know what to say, Wood.
Went on to say maybe we could borrow the money from Travis Kelce.
Yeah, hey, can I borrow it till I swear I'm going to be really good and get a new contract here when I come back.
What's that group going to be worth when they get married? That couple. Jeez.
I don't know, but he won't have to do a whole lot. Although he's got his deal going too. That podcast with his brother, I think they'll be just fine.
Yeah.
They'll be doing shows and.
All right, Joe, we had a rookie set for soccer cards here. The $1.5 million sale of Messi's 2004, 2005. This is considered a rookie card here for Messi. It's a PSA 10. There are 20 of these cards that exist.
Wow.
I'm shocked at the price of this card here, but 1.5 sets a record here for soccer cards everywhere.
Man. I saw the value, by the way, of the franchise. You see the latest on that franchise? Inter Miami.
No. What was that?
It was a little over $1 billion. I think it was like 17th in the world as far as soccer teams.
Wow. Well, that stadium, by the way, drove past it the other day. That thing is
so when they get that
thing's moving.
And
it looks like it's almost done.
You're going to have a lot of suites on it. They're going to have Messi under contract. I'm guessing he's not done. That thing is, I'm curious to see. They got to win, by the way. You got to keep winning.
Yeah, obviously.
Are they the best team? I don't know. I don't know enough about soccer. Are they the best team or are they just too old that they can't win the MLS?
I have another story to get to.
I'm sorry.
If you don't mind. Maybe we'll break that down later.
Kiss my ass.
I don't know the answer to your
okay,
question.
we'll say that.
I don't know.
You're the most sarcastic
I don't
guy.
know if they're the best MLS team or not. Do you?
Well, you don't. I know you. No, go ahead.
I don't know. They're playing Seattle tonight. It's in the update.
Okay, there you go.
We had a sealed copy, Joe. This is in like the I wish I would have kept it category here. Sealed copy of the original Donkey Kong game. You ever play that?
I did.
$370,880 at Golden Auctions on Saturday night.
Wow.
$371,000 for
That's crazy.
Sealed video game in a case.
Man.
That's sick, right? From
Man,
1986, by the way.
For any old timers who used to keep things and take care of them and didn't have a vision of the future, man, good for you. All right, we've got to go to break here. Thank you, Woody, and thanks for being a smart ass. I always appreciate that one as well. I just want to let you know Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Dolphins, NFL analyst on A to Z Sports, going to be joining us coming up.
How's he holding up, by the way?
He's okay. He takes it.
Yeah. That's how you know it's getting really bad when Kyle's like
Kyle's
Kyle
affected,
broken.
When he's a little affected, then it's you hit it
because he's the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
He's affected by things people say stuff and get on him. Somebody doesn't say what you want them to say, they get on you, and it becomes like you made. And it just keeps going. Around the clock air conditioning and plumbing, man. I want to tell you about it for just a second here. Family owned and operated for 37 years, man. How about that? Big Daddy Lenny started this thing 37 years ago, man. It was built on great service, and that has not changed through the years. 135 trucks on the road every day. Trained and certified technicians take care of all your air conditioning problems. Licensed, experienced plumbers, again, 7 days a week to take care of all of your daily plumbing problems inside and outside. The water heater kings of South Florida, air conditioning kings of South Florida. We have a warehouse full of water heaters and air conditioning units, all different sizes. Here's the thought. The next time your air conditioning unit is completely dead and not working and your water heater is blown out, there's water everywhere, and it's not coming back, hey, our goal is same-day installation. That's always the goal at Air Around the Clock, air conditioning and plumbing, financing plans as well, and family-owned and operated. Yeah, we lost Big Daddy Lenny, but we didn't lose his son Eric and Mike and Chippy and all the rest of them over there, ready to make sure you get great service and they take care of all of your problems. It's been hot out there. A lot of rain beating up that air conditioning unit. Don't worry about it. Air Around the Clock air conditioning and plumbing are ready to help you. 1-888-349-6922 for Air Around the Clock air conditioning and plumbing.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting in the NFL, Week 2 came to a close with the Bucs beating the Texans 20-19, and the Chargers took down the Raiders 20-9. Week 3 begins on Thursday with the Dolphins heading to Buffalo. Over to the Marlins, who will be in Colorado tonight to begin a 3-game series. Tonight's first pitch is at 8:40 from Coors Field. And to Inter Miami, who will host Seattle tonight. Kickoff is at 7:30. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
Like this, it's a pretty open-ended question, but how would you define the culture inside of this building?
How would I define the culture inside the building? I think there's a locker room full of connected people that are that they say we do is kind of our mantra, but we do work to produce results, and we fearlessly attack things that we fail at. So as far as defining the culture, I think people are mostly responsible who you are working with and the direction they're going in. And I feel like we have a unified locker room and a unified really team that, it's one of the things that failure provides an opportunity to see that with transparency. It's not as gray as everyone going in the same direction. A lot of times when people are when you experience collective failure, you lose a game or 2 games, you get to see exactly what type of culture you have based upon how people respond. So it's one of the reasons I focus on response so much, because to me, that's all really life is, and teams are, and cultures are.
That was Dolphins head coach Mike McDaniel. It is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com.
All right, Woody, thank you. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Dolphins and NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. Hey, Kyle, I got an idea. The next time he's asked about culture, just leave it alone. Just don't do whatever that he just said. Don't do that again. They're just let it go.
So I think the thing for me is we spent all off season talking about it, and I know you and I believe on this program talked about, like, we're tired of hearing about the culture talk, right? And here we are after 2 games, and the they talk we do mantra, you don't really have anything to show for right now, because there wasn't a whole lot of doing in week 1, and I think there was a better response in week 2, but at the end of that game, it's all the same procedural issues that you've had for years reared their ugly head and really took away your best chance to win that football game in a game that you really needed to win.
I know that frustrated you the most was the last 2 possessions and the delay of game. I mean, listen, delay of game. There's just no excuse for that. The false starts. I think you're trying to speed things up because you're not sure. You want to get on the ball. And the clock's running down, it seems like, to 0 just about every friggin' play sometimes. Wrong personnel in the game. That was your biggest pet peeve, especially during those last 2 drives, obviously.
I mean, the biggest thing for me, Joe, is do you think Devon Achane scores? The officials huddle. He steps out of bounds and then proceeds to run into the end zone. There's an officiating huddle. They talk about it. They rule he stepped out of bounds, so they have to move the ball back and set the ball again. And then they put time back on the clock. And you had 2 tries to get a playoff and took 2 procedural penalties between that stoppage of play when you thought he scored a touchdown when you next snapped the football and took a snap. It was 1st and 20. Like that to me, and you can see they break the huddle with 12. And Tua realizes it, and he has to pull everybody back in and wait for the one guy to run all the way off the field. And that's the kind of stuff that just I really don't have an explanation for it. And I know Mike said on Monday that he met with his staff, and They resolved that, but did it really take this long and this much of a visible issue for you to fix it? And you know, it just makes you want to pull your hair out.
Yeah. No, it was very frustrating, especially like all that time you spend together on the teaching. Maybe we need to go over assignments and groups for different plays. And I'm with you. Don't know exactly what happened there. By the way, the offensive line getting a lot of heat. How'd those guys play overall?
They did not have a very strong performance, in my opinion, against New England. I thought both the guards really had their hands full with Christian Barmore and Milton Williams from New England, and you give credit to those. Those are two good football players.
Yep.
The Patriots, but Jonas Savaianaya, Keon Smith, I thought both of those guys really had their hands full. There was a lot of pressure, a lot of collapsed pockets, a lot of chaos that was, you know, if you just have anchor, right? If you're able to shoot your hands and create some generation of stun and then get your hips down, you should be able to anchor a little bit more than I think what you saw on those reps. And it's, you know, Milton Williams is a twitchy guy, so there's a twitch, and then he's built low. He's not a super tall guy, so he's compact and can play under your pads. And it was a bad mix. And, you know, they really, I think, tried their best to kind of mitigate as best they can. I thought Patrick Paul had a sturdy game. I thought Aaron Brewer didn't play his best game, but I didn't perceive him to be part of the problem with the execution up front. Larry Borum had the very visible sack that was given up by a really nice pass rush counter by Harold Landry, but you know, I'd have put him third on the list as far as best performers on that line. And those two guard spots I thought were really problematic, and it really hurt you down the stretch.
All right, so this leads to the next one. Do they make a change? They got Cole Strange there. They got Brunskill. You see either one of those guys playing? And Kendall Lamb, do you see him getting some time at tackle?
So this is where
it's okay.
I could see it going both ways, and here's why. You made the personnel moves, and you brought in guys like James Daniels and Larry Borum as the swing tackle, because when Austin Jackson went out last year, your run game totally went up in smoke and disappeared because Kendall's a better pass protector than he is a run blocker. How many called run plays do we have in the first two games because you can't get a stop on defense and you're down 2 possessions by the second time you touch the football?
Yeah.
So it's like what I think you wanted to do, and the appeal of why you brought some of these guys in, is to be a more balanced team and run the ball. And you're not getting stops. You're not moving the ball early in games. And now you're passing the ball. And Devon Achane finishes with 11 carries, and Ollie Gordon has 1. And as far as the guard spot with Keon Smith, I'd have played Daniel Brunskill regardless. But that's just my opinion. They have their own assessment of it. And if your argument was Keon Smith, it's because he's a more dynamic people mover in the run game. But you're not running the ball because of the scoreboard and the possessions. So I don't have a good answer. I would probably not expect anything to change just because it kind of felt like their internal assessments of those guys has been what it is, and they're going to roll with it.
Got to ask you, Tua Tagovailoa, 26-32, 300-yard game, 2 touchdowns, a pick, 5 sacks. To me, he just doesn't look, something's off with him. And maybe you see it differently. What'd you see from Tua? What do you think?
So, a couple things. I thought he played significantly better than what he did against the
Yes, no question. Yes.
With that also said, I think the end game sequence, you know, the quarterbacks that are getting paid like Tua, you want them to put the cape on at the end of the game and make the plays regardless of if you have 1st and 20 because your offense can't get the personnel on the field and you run out of time with the play call, all that kind of stuff. So that was, I think, the most disappointing part of it for me. But as far as how he looks, I think there's a lot of times where it feels like his feet are off. And he talked about that in the first week about his feet trying to guide him to progressions. But there's a lot of times where it feels like his feet aren't, like his lower half isn't in the ground, and we don't have a lot of natural torque with the upper body stroke anyway. So I felt like there's a little less RPMs on the ball in that regard. And it doesn't look like he bulked up like what he did in 23, but I don't see the same kind of He's never been a twitchy guy, but there's been like that slipperiness. And I don't see that part of it.
That's a good point. That's a good one where he's in that pocket and starts looking, and you're like, uh-oh, this is about to get ugly. And I just have never seen him underthrow Hill by so much. Usually he got a good idea where his arm is and gets the ball out in front. The 2 years, actually, he got the ball out in front, did a great job. And I mean, I appreciate he talking about underthrow and let your guy come back. But, man, if he hits that guy in stride, that's a touchdown. That's not 3 points that they end up getting. That's 7. And the other one, overthrowing him after the guy behind him had slipped down a crossing route later in the game to Hill. It just something just looks off a little bit right now.
Yeah, I think that miss late in the game was the one that I took exception to, because that was like the miss that he had, different route, but the miss he had early against the Colts, where he sailed the throw that was intercepted by Cam Bynum. Like, we've seen you drive that throw a bunch of times.
Yeah.
As far as the deep shot one, he did have some pressure where he was sliding to his left, and I thought Mike McDaniel did make a legitimate point on Monday talking about within the timing of the play, if he doesn't have to move his launch point and he gets to the top of the drop, whether it's with a hitch or without a hitch, that ball can come out and you can get it up and down probably 10 yards further less downfield, so you don't have to really feel like you heave it. But it felt like he knew it wasn't on time in the construct of the play, so he had to try to muscle it down there. And that led to the big sky hang time throw that Tyreek had to make the adjustment on. So I think some of that play in particular, that club we know is just not really in his bag if it's outside of structure. But then I think it was also compounded by how he had to move laterally to buy a little time.
I wanted to ask you about the defensive side of the ball, about a couple of guys. Hey, I got no problem with all the young guys, even if they're taking their lumps a little bit, the growing pains of young guys. Jordan Phillips, I want to see those guys play as much as possible. I'm not giving up on any of them. I love seeing them out there. But do we got to find Willie Gay some playing time? I know he hadn't played a lot, but, man, it just looks like I know he's loyal to his veteran starters, but Willie Gay just looks like he's earned some more playing time, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's out there for 3 plays on defense and made 2 plays on 3 opportunities after week 1. Didn't play at all on defense, so I think the thing I'm confused with that one is we heard all camp about how good Willie was.
Yeah, every day.
I don't believe Willie ever got like the orange jersey for like the practice player of the week either, or the practice player of the day. So now it's like rave reviews for Willie and his energy and what he brings. And now you're 2 games in and the playing time's not there, in addition to kind of their traditional training camp recognition of guys that are really standing out. I don't know what the deal is there, but yeah, I think you're looking for sparks on defense. I think the back 7 is continuing to be a work in progress. And what of the guys that are starting in the secondary, you got a rookie nickel was moved there week 2 of the preseason. You got a safety that's tying it all together that came in after June or July 1st because he got traded from Pittsburgh. You got a starting corner that signed the first week of September. You got another starting corner that signed the first week in August. It's like the whole, for all the continuity on defense, you don't have any continuity on the secondary, and all those guys are new. So you're looking for guys that I think can give you a spark and really win the early downs. They have over half of their third downs on defense this year, Joe, are 3 yards or less for the line of the game. And they're giving up 80% of them. That's unsustainable. You're not putting yourself in position to be successful. So, yeah, if a team comes out with 2 tight ends or the team comes out in 21 personnel and you want to play base defense, get Willie Gay out on the field, right? I would rather see him taking some of these zone drops than I think the biggest exception I've had with kind of defensively the way the scheme has played out, other than we need everybody to be tied together and kind of process things faster and space things more consistently. The structure of the scheme, you see a lot of Jalen Phillips dropping off in coverage, right? And I'd rather have Willie Gay taking some of those reps on early downs, and he has historically had some opportunities to play out on the edge. So, yeah, I think that's a thing I would be continuing to tinker with if I'm Anthony Weaver.
Who's the second best safety besides Minka right now on this team for you of the group? They rotating a lot of guys playing in there.
I think it's Dante Trader. To be honest, the rookie safety. He had a missed tackle on. The Patriots were backed up, had a screen pass. I think it was 3rd and 13. They got 14 yards. He had a missed tackle down there, but he's sharp and he's physical. And I look at Iffy if he's banged up right now anyway, but I just see a little bit more confidence with Trader and a little bit more aggressiveness with Trader. So I think that's the player that I think I would be continuing in the same light of what you just got done talking about with the guys on the defensive line and let those guys maybe take some lumps, but let's play them. Like I'm really interested in continuing to see a larger work share for Trader on defense.
Hey, by the way, before I let you go, it's good to see Tyreek Hill, Waddle, and Devon Achane all have good games together. Man, it'd been a while since we'd seen some production like that. So it was that was some good news coming out. And I know it came. You come up short. You're still trying to figure this thing out. I guess the Bills just try to run it down our throat, mix in some passes, short passing game that they're pretty good at. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think I would expect a heavy dose of run in this game, and if they want to hit you with a play action haymaker, this might be. I think with all the new, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they look for some explosive plays from you, and you're going to have to really be up to the task, and that pressure is going to be on those guys on the outside. I think because I think Miami's response will be to be a little bit more cloudy and have more bodies in the box for the run game that the Bills are capable of putting out there, and see how it goes.
Hey, of all the stuff you're putting out there right now, and put some great stuff out there, you got a lot of people follow you. What seems to be the number one thing you're hearing from the fan base?
Frustration. And I know that's not a surprise. I know you guys have it too. And I think everybody should be frustrated. And I think the thing that I have fun with doing through the content in a time like this, when it feels like this, is I want to be mad, but I also want to be fair. So I want to know who to be mad at for what. And it's that compartmentalization of like, hey, this went wrong and this is why, and this is how it could change, and this is what needs to change. And I think that's where everybody just everybody talks about the top down, and I think there's merit to that conversation about the football operation from the top down, right?
Yeah.
But knowing where the missteps were and knowing what's fixable, what's not, what your options are, that's kind of what everybody's kind of lost on right now. So that's kind of what I'm trying to work through on a week-by-week basis until they do make whatever changes do or do not come throughout the course of the season.
Kyle, thank you, man. I appreciate it. A lot of good stuff today. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Of course, Joe.
All right. Hang in there. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Dolphins, NFL analyst for A to Z Sports. Hey, I want to take a second, something even more serious, a lot more serious. Dr. Barry and his staff at Recovery Unplugged, the work they're doing is fantastic. Boy, Dr. Barry's been through it himself, knows a thing or two. And I just want to say to all guys out there on a serious note, if you're just a little off the road right now, find yourself drinking too much, going through some hard times, you notice it's really messed with your head a little bit, whether it's going through a shaky relationship or you got some job problems right now. Listen, man, I'd love to tell everybody we got some game-changing stuff for you that can happen for you, and it could be your mental health, and we want to get it taken care of. Recovery Unplugged Behavioral Health has a beautiful mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale. For 12 years, they've helped over 20,000 people heal with expert clinical team and innovative treatments that they have for you, like ketamine therapy for depression, anxiety, and trauma. If you or someone you love needs a winning strategy, call 954-737-4508. They've seen it all. Visit recoveryunplugged.com. Everyone deserves a great season in life. Recovery Unplugged. Heal out loud.
talking to the guys that I've talked to today is that our focus is super clear and it's pretty obvious. Thursday night games are, after a loss, they can be a blessing because you have no time to think about anything else. And quite literally, I kind of paint a picture that I think the team is, understanding is that every moment that you spend thinking about anything but the opponent is going to serve you in the worst. So I think it's extremely important that the guys are solely focused, as I am, on the Bills and nothing else, because that's all that does matter. And truth be told, that's the formula for week 3 every year, regardless of your record.
All right, Mike McDaniel from yesterday, head coach of the Miami Dolphins, asked a zillion questions about moving forward and the culture and everything else. Listen, this I never heard culture when I was growing up at all. I never remember hearing culture. The old school coaches were the culture. They brought it with them on how it was going to be, and it was going to be their way. And I know times have changed, man. I can see from the way I was raised and the way I've raised my kids completely different. I don't know about how many of you have stuck with the same old school program, but I went from getting smacked all the time and because I was a knucklehead, and my kids, I don't think any of them have ever been spanked. Not once. So, it's just different time. Different time. We didn't have any money growing up. We knew it. And had a great upbringing. It was great. Didn't need all the stuff. Today, our kids need something. I'm guilty. And if I'm not guilty, my wife's guilty. Making sure our kids get what they want. Sometimes to a fault. And I think the coaching thing, not everybody, but the coaching has changed. A lot more positive reinforcement. Even in critiques, they're a lot softer now than they used to be. And again, I know not everybody, and I know the Don Shula thing. I get it. I do. I know it's a different time. I understand. 40, 50 years different. Kids used to get spanked. You'd kick them out of school. Now you got to be careful how you talk to them. School teachers got a tough job, and, So, I grew up, respect police, respect teachers, respect coaches, even if they're not very good. You signed up to play, you're going to play for them, and you'll suck it up. Because I remember when I was a young guy, I had a coach. He was terrible. I didn't like him, and I came home complaining. My dad said, you'll play for him. I wanted to come home from Cal, and he said, you're staying. And now you can transfer 100 times. Now you don't have to run back to junior college and then go back to school somewhere. No, that's a lot different. So, man, I get it's different. I don't know exactly how hard Mike has been the last 2 weeks on these guys coming back. I have no idea. I do think they all like him a lot. I do. I hope they all like him for the right reason, because we've had more than one guy go, I like when I make a mistake that he doesn't beat me up about it. It's a real positive critique. And I go, okay. And I get there's a couple coaches here that aren't here right now. They're on Mike's staff. In my opinion, they didn't buy into the whole thing completely. And I think there's another coach who wanted out of here because he didn't buy into Mike's style. And he's a coordinator for the Eagles. And that, again, it's one thing to probably think it's going to happen. Then you get here and you're going, wait, are you kidding me? You're patting a guy on the back? And so, and there's been a couple of guys that played for the Miami Dolphins, in my opinion, would be here if they didn't do tough love on some of their players. And Mike didn't like their style, and it explained how we coach guys here. And one thing is, it's got to be positive reinforcement behind it, whatever the message is. We know you can do it. We know you can do it better. I'm curious this week if he makes any changes on the offensive line. I am not Savainia. No, he's staying. Second round pick. He's only going to get better. I know. And by the way, we knew there's going to be some growing pains. I'm not touching 72 at left guard. Stay right there between Patrick Paul and Aaron Brewer. I'm curious about Keon Smith. Never been a big Keon Smith fan to think that he's that good to play, especially if you got other guys. I am curious this week to see if they put somebody else in there. Larry Borum, till the end of the game, I thought he was okay, but Kendall Lamb is a really good, he's really good pass protector, really good. That was his thing. His thing is he can pass protect. He's been around. So those will be interesting. The other one I haven't talked about today that I have beaten up on shows here is Darren Waller might be out for a third straight week. And he's on the 53-man roster. So, and I know
this the last week we discussed him.
Well, what are we doing?
You know what the situation is.
So are we trying to save face right now? Are we just trying to get something out of him later? It doesn't matter when. We're going to keep him around. It is amazing because a lot of people, when he was signed, said, this is not going to work. And I didn't know. I had no idea he was going to miss all of camp. I had no idea. I'm still not sure if they were bring him because I don't know if they told us the truth. They said they're going to bring him along slowly. Mm-hmm. This is pretty slow, Woody.
How about whoever's idea was to sign him? Why don't they pay his contract?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Instead of making Stephen Ross do, why don't you guys? Whoever's great idea this?
We'll call it the Odell, although it started long before Odell. But what'd you think, man? What'd you think? But this
Odell
one
had more of a shot to play.
Yeah,
this guy.
Odell actually did have 35 catches for 500 yards a year before, and of course, I was all aboard.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm not bringing that up.
But this guy had been out of football and now misses another year, and this all happened in his 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back when he and Frank Smith were together in Vegas and having great years together, and you start to go, that was 4 or 5 years ago. That wasn't just recent. That was 4 or 5 years ago. And then on top of that, you threw in a 6th-round pick. I thought we value our picks. You didn't throw in a 7. You threw in a 6. So anyway, I just wanted to.
Well, it would have been nice to have Jonnu Smith out there.
No, they weren't going to pay the extra money.
I
don't think Jonnu was a problem. I just think once he wanted the extra money. I've heard some people, Jonnu, look at once everybody realizes they're gone.
You can't get rid of every player that's a
problem. When they leave. I agree. That doesn't make him a bad guy going out the door if a guy has a listen, Raheem Mostert said some things about Mike and loyalty and all that stuff. I think Raheem was a really good leader. I happen to really like the guy. I got nothing bad to say about him. But when guys leave and they're hurt and they want to be here, they're going to say things. I don't think it happens just here. I think it happens a lot of places. All right, we got to go to break.
Seemed like Jonnu wanted to be here from.
He made it clear he wanted to be here, but he said, "Hey,
I need to get paid.
I need to get a little bit more money. I need to catch up with some of the other tight ends. And if you can't do it, please find someone that can." Anyway, we'll go to a quick break here. We've got a lot more coming up here. Like I said, we're going to be checking in on the Buffalo Bills. Eric Wood, Bills radio analyst, will join us. Former first-round pick and center for the Buffalo Bills as well. He'll be joining us early 9 o'clock hour. Baptist Health South Florida. I can't tell you enough great things about all the programs they have. Hey, they're all over South Florida. You know that. But I like talking about their sports medicine program they have put together for all of us weekend warriors, our kids that are playing sports 4 or 5 hours a day, playing one sport. One thing's for sure, sooner or later, if we're competitive in team or individual sports, we're going to get injured. And when you do, people always ask me, where do the pros go? First thing out of everybody's mouth, I go, enter Miami, the Heat, the Panthers, the Miami Dolphins, FIU, and FAU sports all use the great doctors at Baptist Health South Florida. Not just team doctors with them all the time, but those specialists, those great specialists they put together. You can't be a top sports medicine program unless you got some of the best for every part of the body. Anything to do with the knee, we got 5 or 6 top-notch doctors. Shoulder, foot and ankle, hand, back, hip, and knee replacement doctors, and now Achilles doctors. They've seen it all, man. They've seen it all. They know how to fix it. They're covering all of Dade and Broward and even Palm Beach County with 3 great locations, Doctors Hospital in Coral Gables, Hard Rock Stadium right next to the training facility. Nice little secret going on right there. That place is nice. 595 in Pine Island in Plantation, Broward County. So easy to get to. So easy to get to. All you got to do is visit baptisthealth.net/ortho. One go every day about getting you healthy, back out playing the sports you love the most. Welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Man, I hope everybody's doing a little bit better, man. I get it. Listen, that was rough, and first week was, shocking how bad we were. Then last week, you're going, we got these guys. Good shape. Get a 74-yard punt return touchdown. You're thinking, we got him. That did it right there, man. Malik Washington's great individual effort, couple of spins, just gorgeous play. Could be the best play we'll see all year. It was that good. And you're thinking, all right, that did it. Now let's get to work, finish this thing off, get out of here. And no. Didn't go that way. Kickoff return on special. We've been bragging about special teams, and what do? They give up a kickoff return touchdown. And all of a sudden, right back, Big Mo just went right out the window, right out of the top of the stadium, just left. And next thing you know, you're in a dogfight at the end of the game. You get a stop, force them into a field goal after you throw an interception. And then you come back, get the ball down to the 26-yard line, the minute and change left, and you end up going sack, with a lot of miscommunication going on, to put it nicely, or dysfunction, whichever word you want to use, where a quarterback and personnel and the head coach aren't on the same page. Said it's been taken care of, though, for this week. It better be, because that place is going to be loud, and there ain't going to be a lot of Dolphin fans at that place. I can promise you that. That place is going to have a bunch of guys with their shirts off, maybe a few women with their shirts off in the little party before, jumping off tables. That's their big thing. They jump off these tables and smash them and go down. I never quite understood that. That'd be a lot of beer or a lot of shots to jump off a car onto a table and watch it crash.
Be really thrilling, though, if we turned on the game and, they showed footage of the parking lot and they showed you
out there.
Yeah, getting after it.
Boy, Woody, I may have to stay, though. My back is so bad right now, and that might not be a good sign. And the other thing is, like, you tell everybody, and guys go, I don't like their fans there. They've been flipping us off and throwing stuff at the buses apparently since the 70s. That's been going on for a long time. That's nothing new.
They seem like good fans, though.
No, they're great fans. They got a great fan base. By the way, Buffalo, too. You go to games other places, they're coming out of the woodwork. They're everywhere now. Buffalo's got a nice little fan base.
Well, they got Josh Allen.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
It's funny how that works.
Very likable.
Hey, speaking of all that, we've got Eric Wood, Bills radio analyst, good friend of mine, and going to join us, and we're going to talk to him a little bit about what they just did to the Jets and going forward on this short week where they may have a couple guys out. Tell you, one guy might not play is Matt Milano, and Matt Milano, when he's not injured, is really good against the Dolphins, good against everybody, actually, at linebacker. So we'll get updated with all that and the running game and everything else. They have a really good offensive line. It seems like the same five guys play every game, every year. Like, they're back, same five guys. And we just have not been that lucky. We're sitting here already with a backup right guard and a backup right tackle. Did not take long at all for that to happen. Hey, we got something else going on, man, that's going to be big Saturday night. The Canes and the Gators. College Gameday is going to be here. That's going to be, listen, man, I think more than any other show, those guys coming out is just huge. I friggin' love watching that show on Saturday morning. I do. And I got to tell you, man, they added McAfee and Nick Saban. It's been great. All these different personalities. You agree, Woody? Are you with me on that, or you don't like? I'm not saying you liked everybody, but
it's good. That's one of the better shows they have, if not the best show on ESPN.
And McAfee's got a huge personality, but it is, listen, he's made for those kids. I mean, he is great, throwing out a couple $100,000.
Well, college football is easy to do shows because the fans they're all into it, right?
Yes.
Everyone's nuts about it. So
everybody hopes that show. When they took that thing to Cal last year, when played Cal Berkeley, that was like the biggest thing to happen in that school, man. That was like huge having those guys out there.
Anyone show up? I don't remember it.
I think they did. I think they had a big crowd. We got all the guys that stopped studying for a while. They agreed to take a couple hours off from studying and
That was
stuff.
a game that was like in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, late night. But having that thing back down there. When was the last time they were down there? Is that Notre Dame or Virginia? What was it?
Yeah, it must have been right. The maybe the Mark Richt era.
Is that? It could have been that year.
I don't think it was here last year. What that was last year?
I think you get up that morning and that show's on. It just really gets you going. They're gonna have great guests and then those guys, man, they all compliment each other. The whole group. Some people thought McAfee's personality's too strong for the other people. I don't think so. They all seem to get along. I don't know, Dez, all those guys. I think just the whole great. Herbie's doing the game. Kirk Herbstreit's going to do. We got Kirk Herbstreit for 2 games this week. How about that? He's doing Thursday night football. He'll be up in Buffalo, and then he's jumping on a plane. I'll bet he's going on a private plane. Maybe I'll see if he wants to go. I can go on his private plane back here. And then he's got his show down here on Saturday, and then got the call that night at Hard Rock Stadium. I think it's going to be a good game, man. I do. I think it's going to be a really good game, and I know the Gators turned it over. Quarterback turned it over 5 times in the last game. They had a horrible, horrible loss. They had to do almost everything wrong to beat USF. But the Canes made sure it didn't happen to them. Maybe that was the best thing to happen is USF beating the Gators because it got the attention of Mario Cristobal and that coaching staff and those players because they played their ass off last week against South Florida. And now we're just looking for another one here. Another one going, man. Florida, bye week, Florida State, and here we go.
So here's the last time it was here, Joe, was November 11th, 2017. That was the last time it was in Coral Gables. That was the Notre Dame game, 41-8. They were also down here September 26, 2020, but they did that from Hard Rock Stadium.
Yeah, but nobody goes. That's a tough group to get out there for that. I think they realized it's got to be in Coral Gables, right? With all
this one is, yeah, this one's on campus. I wonder if that season was maybe the COVID season. Is that possible?
Maybe you're right.
Sure off the top of my head here, but yeah, it was the Notre Dame, November 11, 2017 was the last time. And I remember it was on campus and people were nuts over it, and I'm sure they will be again here.
That is just great. Get up, see it on your campus.
9 a.m. to noon, yep.
Just so cool. With all the other games kick off, and then the big show that night, man, at Hard Rock Stadium. So
this will be the 9th time Miami has served as a host school for College Gameday. The Canes are 7-1 in the previous 8 games.
All right.
There's your stat.
Well, let's do it again. Hey, I got to ask you, has Carson Beck been as good as you thought? I know we got to go to break here. I'm going to catch the 9 o'clock hour.
I think he's been exactly what I thought he would be.
Really?
Yeah. You?
He's been better than I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be good, man.
I should have known, like,
but
before the following year, everybody said he's going to be one of the top guys. Hey, I don't think from everybody I've seen play so far, he's outplayed the kid in Clemson.
He has been the best quarterback in the country so
he
far.
has been really good. I don't know what you think of the guy in LSU.
In the country so far, if you look at their body of work.
Everybody loves the guy in LSU, and you know, I don't know enough about who's around you and all that stuff, but
that thing was a mess, that LSU thing.
He looks good though, man. He fits in, and
he was good at Georgia though, man. Like he's not a pushover.
Yeah,
like, I don't know why people expected this to be like a major drop off.
Well, he got ripped. He got badmouthed to death.
That's because those fans are very mean spirited.
Yeah,
those SEC fans.
All right, hey, we got 9 o'clock hour coming up. Time to tell you about something real special. Cliggies, man, I got to tell you right now, if you are thinking about a golf cart, I mean the family golf cart. I'm talking about the community golf cart to get around, lit up, everything you could want on it, and really making it fun, especially if you want something up on your neighbor. Well, I'll tell you what, Cliggies Carts are unbelievable, featuring Royal EV golf carts, coolest golf carts in America today. They are all electric, featuring 48 and 72-volt lithium battery options, designed and engineered to be a leader in quality and safety with aluminum frames. Safety, as in kids you don't have to worry about when you're not around doing something crazy. They just got great safety features. You won't worry about that. Aluminum frames, no rust. adjustable front seat in all 6-seat models, which is something nobody else offers. So if you're a big, tall person, hey, make that slide. No problem at all. Hey, they'll do them up in colors of your choice, favorite team colors, sound bars, LED lighting. These things are fully loaded with everything you could ever want. I call them Cliggies Carts, the coolest carts in South Florida. Hey, they're located next to Okeechobee Steakhouse on Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. I bring it up because if you get a chance, you can go to their website and I'll give it to you, but you need to go to the showroom and take one for a test drive, get exactly what you want, and then have it delivered. They'll deliver it for free anywhere in South Florida for you. I'm telling you, man, they are special. 877-CLIGGIES, KLIGGYS, or visit CliggiesCarts.com. That's CliggiesCarts.com. Check it out, man. They're slashing prices right now. They are so darn cool. $1,000, you can either get $1,000 off or 0% financing. Cliggies will deliver free to anywhere in South Florida. Before you purchase somewhere else, make sure you stop by Cliggies.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit us at Doral Hyundai or DoralHyundai.com. Starting in the NFL, Week 2 came to a close. The Bucs beating the Texans 20-19, and the Chargers took down the Raiders 20-9. Week 3 begins on Thursday with the Dolphins heading to Buffalo. Over to the Marlins, who will be in Colorado tonight to begin a 3-game series. Tonight's first pitch is at 8:40 from Coors Field. And to Inter Miami, who will host Seattle tonight. Kickoff is at 7:30. Joe, back to you.
All right, Woody, thank you so much. And Eric Wood, Bill's radio analyst, will join us coming up here. We've been a little off today, a little off our timing here, shockingly here on the show. But we're going to have him join us at around 9:20 or so. What are you laughing about?
No, it's fine. Hey, man, a lot of these angry rants, they run a little long,
I'm done.
It's been an angry few days.
I'm done. You're talking about me.
We should have a Darren Waller jar, by the way. Every time you bring up Darren Waller's name, you got to put money in the jar.
What are we doing?
Over. It's over, dude.
What are we doing?
Let it go. It's over.
Sometimes we just
it's over.
Okay.
He's not going to play. It's over.
Oh, he's going to play sooner or later if they keep him.
Oh, is he?
Well, they're going to go, well, we're already paying him a couple mil. Let's just play and get him in there somehow.
Mike didn't sound very convinced.
No, he didn't.
What did he say? He might play or he might be out for the season?
Mike McDaniel covered it all on that one. He goes, he might play this week. We'll see tomorrow. But then again, he might not play this year. It was like, now you figure it out. Sometime between a few days from now, he might play, and they never put on the uniform for a game.
How about next time they ask him about Darren Waller, Mike, you just go, you know what? Why don't you ask Chris? He signed him.
Oh, that'd be.
Stop asking me. Not my decision. That would be pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Buy Mike a few more weeks.
Man, I got no problem with Mike just being fired up about stuff. I don't. I like,
well,
hey, man.
Personality, but...
No, it's not. I mean, he's preaching that he's not doing that, but call a few people out and stuff. You know, the best thing we've had, he called Zach Sealer out of all people. Okay. You decide you're going to call out Zach Sealer? I know why. You know why. He can take it.
Yeah.
Zach's fine. I can take it. Zach's had tough love. He's fine. You're okay. I get it. You showed love to me here recently with that new contract. I'm fine. That's good. But there's plenty to go around. Don't get me wrong. There's some other guys you can give a little tough love to if you wanted to. But
I mean, Mike would never do that. But yeah, next time they ask him about Waller or they ask him about the depth of one of these anything, why don't you ask Chris? That's Chris's problem. Ask him.
Yeah, I don't. If that ever happens, that relationship's over too, right?
Well, then you won't get a note from the owner saying how nice the relationship is anymore. The fractured, Joe, the fractured relationship. Then we'll have to culture problems.
Man, I don't care about culture. I want to win games. I don't care. First of all, just so you know,
isn't culture something losing teams talk about it? I mean, like the Heat aside, like, isn't that like a loser talk type?
I don't
thing,
know,
right? Like,
but you're never going to get 53 guys from all parts of this country are all going to agree or like each other all the time. They're like everybody else. They're going to have different views on politics, and different views on a lot of issues. And they're just going to come from different places and just not relate to each other. You know, when I got here in 1980 out of Cal Berkeley, I came here and black guys are sitting at one table and white guys are sitting at another table. First thing I noticed. And everybody got along. It's just when they sat down. Now it wasn't always like that. But there were tables, and I was like, wow, this is different. Welcome to the South, 1980.
It must have been a culture shock for you coming down here, huh?
From Berkeley? Everything's a shock when you get out of Berkeley. Yeah. I guess that Berkeley experience wasn't normal. Hey, man, I was there in the 70s when demonstrations and political, like there's stuff going on. I go, what's going on now? They go, oh, you haven't been reading? I go, no, I don't read about any of that stuff.
You weren't a political guy in the 70s? No.
They were burning flags. There are a lot of people. they used to burn, I bet they burned 5 or 6 flags a day on campus. And the Berkeley police would just be standing there watching it. Guys are smoking pot, walking down the street with Army stuff on and burning flags. And we had an offensive lineman. It was first time on campus. You know, school's getting ready to start. Hey, guys, you got to start to fit in and go to class and all that stuff and bring the work back to the tutor. We'll get you through this. And this guy's with me. He's from a small town. We have a lot of guys from small towns in Northern California, you know, that were good players. And this guy goes, hell no. He took off running. And this hippie, they're all long hair hippies. Hippies were big back then. And hippie was kind of a Bay Area thing. And he hits a guy, man, full speed, like a blindsided shot. And the flag's burning, and the kid grabs the flag and puts it out, you know. It's like half burned up, and the flag's there, and he picks it up. And here come the Berkeley police. He got in trouble. He got in trouble. Imagine going back home telling your parents, I saved the flag and I'm in trouble. They're going to get the hell out of that school, you know. So anyways, it was a crazy time, Woody. Crazy
Sounds like
time.
it, man. Wow. Miami must have been really crazy for you then.
I got here in 1980, and let me tell you what was going on.
I know what was going on. I've seen the videos.
The boat lift. Oh, yeah, you've seen that.
I've seen all the movies.
One of the biggest riots in the history of the Miami area was going on. They had that. Had us locked into camp because of the riots down the street. And then they had this thing called cocaine going on everywhere, where people were getting whacked about 20 a day. My mom goes, what do we do? What are they doing?
You had the two extremes then in the culture spectrum.
I went from peace and love and cheap pot to this.
Whatever you want to call it.
1980 was a rough year, man. I don't know where in the history, I'm not a historian, but I don't know where, but 1980 got to rank up there. You're laughing at me now. Now you got to be laughing at me. Hey, we got more good stuff coming up here. We're going to be checking in. I'll bet you Eric Wood didn't go through that when he was coming out of college. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about Michael Kotche at Choice Mortgage. Very normal guy, Michael Kotche at Choice Mortgage. He's just about getting you a mortgage super fast. That's what he does. And first-time home buyers, we got a program for you to get qualified for amount of money you need quickly so you can get that first house. By the way, fixed rates in the 5s right now. Self-employed, been declined by the banks, no problem. Michael Kotche's got a great program for you. Go to Google Reviews on the web. Check out what they're saying about Choice Mortgage Reviews. A lot of people saying a lot of nice things. It's about great service. It's about getting you ahead of the game here, getting you approved and getting you that mortgage about half the time of the big banks. Matter of fact, the program for seniors, convert your home equity into money real quickly. Hey, man, I'm just telling you, from hard money loans to self-employed, even credit card debt, this guy can help you so many different ways. Just go and remember this. Go to Michael Kotche at Choice Mortgage. Man has no life. He's always working. Call or text him, 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender with 30 years of experience here in South Florida.
line. And Spencer Brown, the right tackle, he missed one game last year, but beyond that, they played the entire year together. So this group is strong. They do a great job. Those two tackles both been paid. And then the interior is solid. It's a good group across the front.
Have you been surprised? Always been good pass protection, guys, especially our guys. They block our guys really well. But the run blocking all of a sudden is number 2, 166 yards. Has that surprised you how good the run blocking's been early?
Not really. They did a great job running the football last year, and a lot of it comes from Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator, Aaron Cromer, the offensive line coach. I think he's one of the best in the league. And then with the emergence of James Cook, they draft him out of Georgia thinking he's going to be a third down kind of scat back type. And what he's developed into this exceptional zone runner has been incredible. And so that group's done a great job. And Joe Brady's not afraid that if the game's in hand, they're not looking to stat pad. Joe Brady does not have this huge ego. He doesn't, have to sit at his Monday press conference each week and talk about how many yards Josh Allen had. And there's times that Josh, you got to put on the cape and do it himself. But then you have games like Sunday where Josh doesn't have to do a whole lot and James Cook and the run game takes over.
I always wonder this one now that Josh in his 8th year. I've been saying it ever since his rookie year, like he's a big guy, but sooner or later all that running is going to catch up to him. He's just not going to change the way he plays the game, is he? He's still going to – when he has to run, he's going to run.
Well, I'll say this. Over the last, 4 seasons, each year his rushing totals have gone down in attempts and yards. So whether that's by design of the play callers or that's him intentionally running it less, he is toning it down. But then you see a play like Sunday, he sees man-to-man coverage on 3rd and 10, and he takes off and runs for 40 yards and breaks his nose in the game going up the middle of the defense. And he is who he is, and it's going to be hard to bring it out of him. But I will say that over these last few years, he has done a better job of taking care of himself, not trying to make these wild plays that at times result in turnovers or him taking a big shot. He's done a good job of dialing it back a little bit.
Hey, these receivers, everybody goes, they're just a bunch of average receivers and they're good possession guys. I don't know what they are, but they have using all of them, Coleman, Palmer, Shakir. What's your take on this group of receivers, including throwing in the 2 tight ends?
I'll start with Keon Coleman. And last year he got dinged up in his rookie year, which hampered some of his development and, who he was towards the end of the season. He had some strong points last year, though. And all the talk this offseason was about how well he's developed, how he's gotten faster. His releases got better. He's been better at the point at the catch. And you don't know if that's going to translate to the regular season. It certainly did week 1, and he didn't get a whole lot of opportunities week 2 against the Jets, and really they didn't push the ball down the field a whole lot, and he had one nice catch down the field, and they got him for offensive pass interference. So he's probably the most high-end talent they got. Josh Palmer, you mentioned they didn't get a whole lot this offseason because they, extended a bunch of their guys, but one guy that they went after immediately when free agency started was Josh Palmer, a guy that Brandon Beane and his staff identified with the Chargers who maybe didn't get a whole lot of production stat-wise, but a guy that was open when they turned on the film and a guy that had the potential to make plays. He's had a strong start this season. Shakir's been a consistent slot guy for a number of years now. And then the tight ends have been a bright spot through 2 games so far this season. They drafted Jackson Halls, who's a blocking type, but he had a big catch in the first game. And then the combination of Kincaid and Knox has looked solid to start the season.
All right, I got to ask you about a guy from down here at St. Thomas Aquinas, which, by the way, you guys have really gone after that St. Thomas Aquinas now with 3 guys on that team from the same high school. Joey Boza, how's Joey doing?
Oh, he's looked great so far, and we all just got our fingers crossed that he can stay healthy this whole season. He looks like a guy, and he's playing like a guy that is enjoying playing football again, feeling good. You know how it is, Joe. When your body doesn't feel good, it can be miserable out there. You kind of feel like you're spinning your wheels with an organization. He comes into Buffalo. Everybody's excited to have him. He's appreciated, and he feels good at this point, and he's been exceptional through 2 weeks. We just hope he can be there. And I don't say that like he's been hurt every single year of his career. You just get up there in age and, you hope that through this season into the postseason, he can maintain the level of play he's playing at right now.
Are they rotating him in or is he playing most of the game?
So right now, I would say he's playing a majority of the snaps, but the way the Bills run their defensive line rotations, it's generally 60-40, maybe 65-35 between the first string and the second string. They rotate those guys in and out. They want them to fire off the ball, chase the ball on every play, and so they rotate those guys in and out. Right now, we have 2 defensive linemen suspended. Ed Oliver is out with injury or missed the Jets game. We'll see if he can make it back this week. So because of the injuries and suspensions across the front, he's maybe playing a little bit more than he's wanted to, but through 2 games, he's got maybe 70-something snaps. They only played 47 snaps against the Jets and right around 50 against the Ravens. So they haven't got a whole lot of work on that side of the ball. Now, some of it against the Ravens because they were giving up massive plays, but last week they dominated that Jets offense.
Boy, I'll tell you what, that was to turn that on after a Dolphin game was on the same time and see the way you guys ran the ball. I mean, that thing was just, you run for over 200 yards in an NFL game like that. And as you said before, number 1 running back looks just so good in that game. It sure makes things a lot easier. Time of possession and everything else, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that takes a whole lot of pressure off of everybody. And then, with James Cook, he's done a great job of being able to get the tough yards, lower his shoulder, and pick up 3 to 4 at times. But when you have a back, and, Achan's very similar, I mean, he's maybe the most explosive back in the league. But when you got a guy like James Cook who can take one to the house for 44, 48 yards, that takes a whole lot of pressure off everybody. Up front, we always talked about getting guys to the second level, third level of the defense, and you get James Cook there, he could take it to the house in a hurry.
Yeah. Oh, no, we saw that last year down here. You're exactly right. Now I just thought of that. Hey, Josh Allen. So he's got his MVP. I know he's come up short, and everybody has with Mahomes, playing Mahomes, everybody else in AFC. What has he worked on, and what have you seen the biggest improvement with Josh Allen's been?
Heading into this season, one of the things he said this offseason was he wanted to get better at his pre-snap reads, being able to dissect what the defense was doing and not have to do all of that post-snap. I think, through 2 weeks, I guess you could say that, I mean, he's had a strong couple weeks, but, in his mind, that was something that he needed to get better at, which could lead to quicker decisions and, less, improvisation from him out there, I would say. And then I think Hard Knocks did a great job showing the, quarterback specialist that he works on, that works with him on his mechanics and cleaning up his release and all of that. And it was pretty fascinating to see. I know that's been a kind of a progression over the last several years, but, his release has changed so much since he entered the league to make himself a more accurate thrower. And, you just don't see that often in the league with guys that are willing to constantly tinker with things in the release. It's like it's like some golfers that are willing to go back to the drawing board and start from scratch or, tinker with things. And other guys say, well, what I'm doing got me this far. I'll just keep doing it. I respect the fact that Josh is always willing to, try and find those little edges to try and give him an upper hand.
Eric, before I let you go, I got to ask you one more Josh Allen, because they always call me a kiss ass too, as Josh Allen down here all the time anyway. But I did want to ask, he's 13-2 against the Dolphins and now going into his 8th year here. I always want, he puts up monster numbers. He's had the perfect QB rating in a game against us. Does he play like this against everybody else, or has this just been that one team that you just seem to be at your best against?
Well, since he's entered the league, he has the most amount of AFC Offensive Player of the Week awards. So, I mean, yeah, he's putting up great stats against everybody. I think part of it was scheme with the Dolphins. For a while, you guys ran a ton of man-to-man defense, which, especially early in Josh's career, cleaned up some of the reads for him where he could attack matchups. Right. And then if he escaped with his legs, he was out the gate because everyone's chasing people with man-to-man defense. And then since Mike McDaniel's been there, I'm not saying all the games have been a shootout, but when you have to put up offensive points, generally when you're playing this Dolphins team, the stats are going to come with it, where he's playing extra aggressive maybe against the Dolphins, understanding that, it's likely not to be a low-scoring game.
Eric, thank you, man. I really appreciate you coming on. I know you've been super busy with everything. I'll see you in a couple of days. We're going to actually be traveling tomorrow. It's a weird one. So thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Always look forward to speaking with you and look forward to seeing you up in Buffalo.
Thank you, man. I feel the same way. Eric Wood, Bills radio color analyst, and nice enough to join us. Really, really good dude. Hey, we got a lot more stuff to get to. Kyle Krabs, host of Locked On Dolphins, NFL analyst for A to Z Sports, will join us next.
Sports lives here. 104.3 FM, WQAM, Miami Sports.